is Wednesday. Yeah, they say it's the middle of the week, but I guess it's kind of your perspective. What if you were off Monday and Tuesday? Wednesday would be your Monday. But hello, everyone. Yeah, I know, a little different attire for me. I get it, but I have a place to go like right afterwards. So yeah, so used to be my everyday work clothes. So there you go. How is everyone? Hello, Lois, Warrior Princess, Warrior Queen. I like that. Gladys, good to see you. Eyes to see, Logical Muse. Michael, good to see you. David, Jenny, Experimental Element, how you doing? Charlotte, hello. Plower, good to see you. So, Miller, good to see you. Thank you. Like the color myself. So yeah, you know, love the tie. Thank you. Thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate that. Thank you, Carolyn. Caroline, this is what it used to be all the time. So, and it looks like you'll have an opportunity to see me at least another time because I got another event for, these holidays. So how is everyone? Mark, good to see you. Chelsea Rose, we're going to get you on. Going to get Chelsea on a Friday night. I think that we're really have a good time with what she has to say. Well, thank you, Brad. Yeah, I knew I was going to take, but you know what? Hey, I could have sat here with the suit jacket, so that even made it even a little more uptight. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cufflinks and all. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go, folks. DuPage Trading Post. How are you doing? A long time. Haven't seen you in a while. Lisa, good to see you. I think purple is a pretty cool color. Yeah. Thought we'd had a little class. I told my wife, I said, I really enjoy the bohemian lifestyle, particularly the dress code. It's very comfortable. So, but yeah, ZZ Top knew what they were talking about, didn't they? Yeah. So, good to see everyone. Let me just invoke favor upon everyone. May favor you this day. May there be nothing missing, nothing broken in your life. That which has been stolen, may it be returned to you sevenfold. And that which has been broken, let's make it mended like new. So, hey, there's Brian with Milky Way Weekly. Brian, I got your text. So, Brian, purple and white were high school colors. Way to go. Hope you had a good team. Brian has been out of power, and what was it, Brian? 14 inches of snow, like all of a sudden? You lucky bastard. I know it for y'all. It was like, it was a big storm. Listen, I lived in Knoxville when we got the crap beat out of us in the blizzard March of 92, I believe, and had the NASCAR event. We were representing Davey Allison and Richard Petty and a couple of other drivers. And we had this big thing ready to go in Atlanta in March. And, I lived in Knoxville. And so it was just a drive right down 75 and ended up getting like 27 inches of snow. I had to cancel the race, the whole bit. So yeah, go figure. So, Brian, we're going to look forward to seeing you get back on. He said he just now got his power on. Charlotte, you got 12 inches in Virginia. Well, hopefully it's sticking around and everyone will have a good white December 25th, right? Just trying to look at everyone. Friday night, going to have Karen, Queen of Courts. So I had to get the Queen of Courts with the Warrior Queen, and I think then that would be quite a show, don't y'all think? I think that would be a good one. Waiting for snow in Liverpool. Well, welcome all of you folks in the UK. Hope you're prepared for it. You know, I had on my map almost a month ago, I told you guys would start beginning that. Chelsea's going to get snow in her area. Okay, cool. Mad Hatter, how are you, buddy? Valley Parks. Hello. Peter, good to see you. Cheesesteak 22. Love it. You know, y'all are the best. Have you ever thought that about yourselves? Y'all looking marvelous, fabulous. So, oh, goodness. How long ago was it? I know it was I think it was in the spring. Yeah. Anyway, did this video of what I still contend was a hybrid shapeshifter, reptilian. They're here. They're among us. They've been here. You know, depending on what your point of view is. I think they were actually, hello, JH, how are you doing? Logical Muse, hello. Material Classified, how are you doing? Yeah, how about that? Got 3 thumbs down before I even started. Wow. You gotta, you know, feeling the love, baby. Lori, good to see you. So Robin, hello. Melmac. So they're here. I think and today's show is going to be about, I think, bringing our cognitive awareness out of the cognitive dissonance that it's in, because it is. And, you know, I checked to see if there was any copyrights on this. I did not, and I'll give full recognition to the channel. It's a Russian channel. And so for full disclosure, this is just for commentary purposes. And in the United States, we have this thing called the Fair Use Acts. And I'm going to suck their thumbs. Y'all approve that. That one's cool. Come on. So without further ado, so let's take a walk, shall we, into the Twilight Zone. This is Anna Pa TP. This is hers. The discussion here is about an atheist who turned to Christianity, and you know it's a 6-hour discussion. It's like a marathon, and they're talking about, you know, their epiphany. And, you know, I don't have a problem with anyone that has an epiphany for any religion. There's a lot of gods to choose from. For me, I just don't like them all. I haven't met one I like. You know, the problem with gods are they all have emotions. And that tells me right there, that ain't a good thing. Look at ourselves. But I digress. So, now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to allow this to play at a normal speed. I have it right now, so let me get up to about where I want to get at. So here we go. Now, let me just stop here. You need to keep your attention on this woman here. There's no editing to this. There is no manipulation. You can tell because look at her tablet. And when the camera view, they have, looks to be like they're using 3 cameras. They have one here, they have one here, and they have one here. This is the moderator, and this is the gentleman telling the story. So allow me to progress this. And so watch her. She's very attentive to what he says. Now, she started to go into her trance right when the camera went back over here. Now watch her. Shakes her head. Now watch. And I'm going to slow it down for everybody so you can get a complete feel for what's going on. Now, What we're going to do, and you can do this as well. I don't know if you know that you could do this, but we're going to go down to 1/4 speed. And so there, did you get that? Now did you see how her eyes have now lifted up? She is in a trance. She's focused in, and this is what happens when you're in a trance. Now, let's continue to watch what happens. I'm going to advance this very slowly, even slower. Now watch. You see, she's in a trance. I think she's getting a download. They have to do this. I don't know if it's something with their species. Now watch what happens, folks. Watch her eyes. Notice this one is already, well, I'll let you make your decision. Get ready. Bum, 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 bum. There's no trick of the camera here. There's no interference. This is a very clean video. You can see in the tablet the reflection of her blouse. There's nothing changed here. Now watch. She is getting the download. Look at that, folks. This is as real as it gets. They like being in broadcasting. I know a number of certain news national personalities that, well, let's just leave it at that. There you go. Look at that, folks. You think I'm messing with this? Nah. You can go and look on the website, on their YouTube channel. There it is. That's not a trick. That's not an aberration of the camera. It's nothing. This is reality, folks. Look at the eyes. Do you see that? Now, the download is over. She's going to get back in now. Watch. She's processing this. It takes a lot of energy for them to, well, to keep you and I, whatever you want to call it. And here she is. And now we're back to normal. So, there you go. I'm going to do the stop share here for a second. Yeah. How many seconds did that last? Rob, what I just showed you there, my friend, was approximately less than 2 seconds. I brought it down to 1/4 speed, which means in video, there are 30 frames per second. So what we were seeing was basically a reload of about every 7 seconds. And you can see exactly how it happens. It's very quick. I thank the person who sent me the email that pointed that out. They're here. And I don't know how many others there are, but I know that the reptilians are here. I've known this for decades. Ran into one time in the corporate world, and yeah. If I didn't have this mark that I know most of you can't, no, people can't see it, but it's there. Trust me. Yeah, so it's there. Reality, folks, get used to it. You see, this is why we have such a difficult time dealing with anything that is countered to what is considered to be the social norm. That is, you're supposed to have a religion. You're supposed to follow society in its morals and in its dictates. You are not to question authority. You are not to be a free thinker. You're not to begin to think, because we're going to ridicule you, we'll brand you, we'll ostracize you, we'll banish you. They can't stop us. And it gets to be even more bizarre, as we'll find here. So I wanted to go on and kind of share this, the other, all you folks in Kentucky, what was this? We don't know. We know over here in the Western United States, they're conducting some major military activity in Nevada, Utah, and it's actually the theme of this one is a invasion on the mainland. That's what this training exercise is that's being conducted right now. So another submitted from a subscriber, you folks there in Michigan. Hey man, you got the same color of my tie. Purple is the new pink. Purple is the new red and blue, with a little bit of who knows who into it. Yeah. What the heck is going on here? So go back 2 weeks ago. You see that I did a similar story on what Great Britain's been telling its citizens. Start preparing. This one is, in fact, this one, I believe. Any case, what it's saying that our grid is at risk. So let me just throw this in as conjecture. This is all. So we have an attack of an alien nature, takes down the grid, or a freak geomagnetic storm out of nowhere. Officials, fearing they can't tell the truth on this one, they rarely do, then put it off to terrorists, and the scenario unfolds. Finally, this is a document you need to get. You can actually download it, and yeah, surviving a catastrophic power outage. How to strengthen the capabilities of the nation. Draft memo. This was I'm sure they'll come out with the official one. December 2018. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Y'all starting to get it? Something going on, folks. Now you can say, but Wayne, this is just the normal thing that they do. True, could be, but I don't know. Call me suspicious. Call me beautiful. Call me paranoid. You know, just don't call me blue. Yeah. Jenny Blake, you are absolutely right. I hope y'all got more than what most people have on their shelves, folks. You need, I'll just put it this way. Even for those who, and I know it's difficult financially, but you can buy pinto beans. A 25-pound bag of pinto beans probably run you, I don't know, $30, $45, but a 25-pound bag of pinto beans and 25 pounds of rice, you'll live. You may never want to eat beans or rice again, but at least you'll have a full belly. As a child, I know what it is to be hungry. And that's a terrible, terrible feeling. Worse for children, but no more pleasant than for adults. I don't know. It's one of those things. Yeah, Brad, like paranoid. Boy, that brings back some memories. 1970. Woohoo! Anyway, so getting to the theme. Ladies and gentlemen, I have said this for a long, long time, that we've got it backwards. We're not born into life. We're actually born into death. Think about this. I challenge any one of you to counter me on this. We are in death. We're born into death. That's why it's so damn painful. It's why we don't remember it. That's why we are so shocked. I think spiritually, and this is just a point of view by experience we all go through, we are born into death. We experience death through what we call our life. Think about it. You have to eat things, alive things, dead things. No matter what you put in your mouth, you're killing something. You're bringing death to whatever you're eating. All around us is the death cycle. Oh, we have our philosophies. We've got our religious. We've got our Christ. We've got our Buddhas. We've got our whoever, trying to tell us that, what you got to do is prepare for the next life. You know what? Why don't you just be honest? This is death. And I contend the death that is so dreaded, so feared, is in fact nothing more than the birth to life, getting the hell out of here. I don't know about you, but people say, if you had the opportunity, would you go back and be young again? No. There's nothing that allures me to youth. There's nothing that allures me to past memories. They're great, but that's all they are. I get bored. I'm ready to see what lies beyond this, because this is death. You and I exist in death. All around us is death. But we are so deluded, so self-deceived as a species, under control of something, a death god, that we think that this is life. I think it demands a closer examination as to exactly what is death. Because I think the problem is this, folks. We got it backwards. We think we're so smart, that we're so intellectually superior. Religion's got the answers. If not politics, then if not, there's something else that has all the answers. They never will get to the basics. What is birth? Not so much about what is death. But within that question, we begin to learn something. You see, we think that when the brain flatlines, this is what actual death is, you can see what happens to you. Yeah. Has a lot of semblance to a trance, to sleep, but you can begin to see how the alpha, beta, theta waves begin to diminish. Take a good look. Don't it be you? Here it is. This is the moment death enters in. It says that we're conscious of this. You see those spikes that go outside the red line? That's conscious awareness. You know, I think the question that really has to be asked here, are we in a soul-catching net? I mean, that seems to be what it is. It's not the whole thing of reincarnation, the past lives. Holy crap. Think about it. You're trapped in death with the illusion that you're living? I don't think so. And is it the fact that they want to teach us what the death reality is so that we create it ourselves, thus already communicating telepathically ahead of ourselves? Death, life's way of firing you. Really? If life is so great and what have you, wouldn't life be more superior to death? And if, you know, the old axiom that they say that, well, you know, you're going to be dead longer than you're going to be alive. What if you're only going to be dead for a certain period of time, you're going to be alive longer? Death is defined as death, cessation or end of life, irreversible cessation of circulation of blood, heart stops beating, cannot be restarted, no oxygen source to cells, they go boosh, cessation of brain activity. Experts do not agree on a single definition of death. We still don't know what death actually is. A black hole, maybe? A portal? So in the first edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica, death was defined as the separation of the soul and body. Now, obviously, you can see that that has a lot of Judeo-Christian flavor to it. The latest definition of death is 3 times as long, and the more we learn about death, the harder it gets to defining it. About 3 centuries ago, it was fairly simple to determine if someone was dead. You know, they put a feather up to your nose, or, you know, they did other things. If someone was thought to have died, the family would have called the priest to come in to make sure. That's all the priest is going to do. The priest would come and do some simple tests like the mirror test by the mouth to see if it clouded up upon the breathing. Oh, yeah. So what is life? We can't define death, so let's see if we can define life. Life is like a camera, just focusing on what's important. Capture the good times, develop from the negatives, and if things don't turn out, well, just take another shot. Well, that's, you know, silly. But seriously, what is life? Scientifically, I can tell you, with our brains, the body, life is defined as 3-2, or it could be 2-3. 3-part chemical, 2-part electrical. That's life. That's how we perceive it. It's how we see it. I wonder what death feels like. Is it like a warm blanket? An ice storm? Is it true love, a kiss, or a knife through the heart? So, how many regrets do you have if your time was right now? How many? What would you regret the most that you did not do? Here's the top: not spending enough time with people you love, not working on what you really enjoyed, not making a difference. You see, I think they got that reversed. I think we all want to make a difference. We spend a lifetime trying to figure out what it is that we like, what we enjoy. But you're born with a family. You ain't got a choice about that. You're stuck with it, for good or for worse. Here's the thing. You're never going to feel like this. Never. Won't happen. So, what does death feels like? Well, if I look at Hermetics, because I can't remember, was it an orgasm coming in? Or was it painful? If it was painful, which it appears to be, birth I speak of, or maybe death is like having an orgasm. Maybe we all have that Harry met Sally moment in the deli. It says death is the stripping away of all that is not you. The secret of life is to die before you die and find that there is no death. Could be just an illusion. If men only felt about death as they do about sleep, all terrors would cease. Men sleep contently, assured that they will wake the following morning. They should feel the same about their lives. I mean, do you really worry about, are you going to wake up if you go to sleep? I mean, if you're wrapped up in that kind of fear, baby, you need some help. Knowing how to die is knowing how to live. What is death anyway? It's the outcome of life. G. Morrill. What is death? This is Deepak. He says death is simply leaving the body, just like leaving any vehicle. You drive, the life energy that is life remains eternal in the universe. Therefore, my dear friends, who lose their loved ones due to any reason, be assured your loved ones are still there. They are eternal in the form of life energy. We shall never go anywhere extinguished. We shall always be there eternally. Just make use of your time in the physical body to evolve to touch your life energy to the deepest excellence of quality so that we all meet in the beautiful state of excellent quality in the sense of heaven in itself. You see, I think heaven for me is the next challenge. I never want an existence where I'm not challenged. Never. And I hope you don't either. This whole crap of, you're going to be on some cloud in heaven, is this going to be, la, 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 kumbaya moments? That's hell for me. To think that I would go through eternities of the epochs of eternities, never challenged? No, that's death. Death is like an arrow that's already in flight and your life lasts and only until it reaches you. Josephine Tay, I expected this is what death is like when you meet it, sort of wildly unfair, but inevitable. Life is melody, and sleep soothes us in every 16 hours. It's a palpitation. Death is the remedy. Oh, sleepers, what a thing is slumber. Sleep resembles death. Why then dost thou not work in such wise as that after death thou mayest restrain a resemblance of perfect life? When, during life, thou art in sleep, so like to the hapless dead. Well, that's old Lee Arnold. He knows. Here's Miguel Montague. The premonition of death is the premonition of liberty. He who has learnt to die has forgot to serve. There is no death. Death is very much like sunset. It is only an appearance. For when the sun sets here, it rises elsewhere. In reality, the sun never sets. Likewise, death is only an illusion, an appearance. For what is death here is a birth elsewhere, for life is endless. Yeah. You see, birth is not death. It's a release, baby. Oh man, I think it's going to be far out. If consciousness survives, which I do believe it does, I believe all of us do, this is going to be far out. I don't find anything scary or remotely dreadful about this. These are stories of people who had near-death experiences. These people all described this blissful, serene, exciting, peaceful, relaxing feeling. I think that those who experience this wonderfulness, in contrast to those who will testify to you that they were in hell, I think it's the only difference. All of these stories were stories of, the thing about it is, I didn't see so much the bright light stories. These people were in joy. So you could say that birth is actually the bad thing. Death is the release. I mean, I don't see any difference, do you, in how this life is somehow, what? So superior? Yet we even those who have a prolonged exit still fight. And then there's those who just say, I've had enough. So now that I think I've stirred the pot up, because again, if you can explain to me how birth is death, how in this reality everything dies, and how somehow that's progression, okay, that's cool. But why is it that everything we do involves death? Everything. Look at the things that we do to Mother Earth. She's dying of 1,000 billion cuts. I don't know. Would she have this much pain if we weren't here? I question that. I bet she's pondered it a few times. And yet we will kill people. We will banish people. We will ostracize people because they dare to be like me and say, I don't believe your story. No, I'm living in the death realm, baby, because I contend no human being knows what real life is. Hell, we can't even agree amongst ourselves on some of the basic concepts of what black and white is. Did you see the debate on that? No, I'm telling you, black is the saturation of all color. Well, no. I mean, I'm going, seriously? We are so enlightened. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, what makes you special? Now, we could all probably do a round table, talk about the virtues and the accolades of how we think we're helping the world and our purpose here. Cool. I mean, we should do that. However, I've not seen it taught, except for myself, on the birthright. You see, this is why I don't believe in reincarnation. Simply for the fact that I don't think that, well, it would diminish this experience. I can't see how this becomes a closed loop, because I contend that God himself or itself has never gone through the rite of passage of birth. And passage is passing an age. You and I are all born in an age. Our generation as we progress through the age, become the age that eventually departs, and new passages take place. And the thing about it is, there's only one way in, and only 1 out of 6 make it. Think about that. It's a crapshoot coming in, but I don't know. Again, there has to be a deeper purpose for us to go through this, because this is a hellacious experience, folks. The brain naturally sanitizes your memories. No woman can remember the actual pain of birth, but can remember the experience of birth. I used to have kidney stones decades and decades ago. I can't remember the actual experience, but I can remember the sensation. I don't remember the pain. It's the same thing with memories. Teenage years are not good years. It's awkward. It's painful. But we all look back with fond memories of our youth. So the definition of a rite: a prescribed form or manner governing the words or actions for a ceremony. The ceremony practices of a church or a group of churches. A ceremonial act or action, initiation rites. Initiation rites, a division of the Christian church using the distinctive liturgy. The definition of initiation rite: an act that someone must do in order to officially join a group or organization. You see, folks, when you worship your God, don't put your God above something that you've gone through that it hasn't. Fair is fair. Think about it. Initiation, the act or instance of initiating, the process of being initiated, the rites, ceremonies, ordeals, or instructions with which one is made a member of a sect or society or is invested with a particular function or status. You see, here's my problem with reincarnation. Did the spirits go and reincarnate as well? Do the demons reincarnate as well? Wait. So what you're saying, you that believe in the reincarnation thing, that what, they're somehow exempt, but yet they continue? And it seems like our memories are wiped, so we can't remember past lives, but yet the demons, they remember everything. What? Seriously? And not one demon has been born. So how is being born somehow a bad thing? The act of starting something, the beginning of something. Yeah. A rite of passage is a ceremony of the passage which occurs when an individual leaves one group to enter another. It involves a significant change in status in society. In cultural anthropology, the term is the Anglicization of the rite de passage, a French term innovated by the ethnographer Arnold van Gennep in his work Les Rites de Passage, the rites of passage. The term is now fully adapted into anthropology as well as into the literature and the popular cultures of many modern languages. See, I contend that we are in a rite of passage, that this is what the birth is. I still don't think that we got it right. I mean, how long have we had religion? Seriously. How long have we had religion? And yet I cannot see nor measure any progress. None. I don't see a benefit to humanity at all. And they've had thousands of years to get that right. So that tells me The definition of insanity is that you continue to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Then that way is insane. And anything to do with that thinking is insanity. We've got to rethink, folks, separation, liminality, incorporation, new terms, rite of passage, initiation, rite of burial, sacrifice, sacred artifacts. You see how this works? Now, in some cultures, they get it. Certain African cultures introduces the child to the world through a ritual and naming ceremony. Africans believe infants come from a spirit world. Name is given after the elders figure out what its mission is in life. How many of us ever got that? No. We're out the chute, they spank our ass, and they roll us up and send us out the door. And our parents are going, what do we do now? They don't give you a manual. Laboratory experiments have shown that severe initiations produce cognitive dissonance. It is theorized that such dissonance heightens groups' attraction among initiates after the experience, arising from an internal justification of the effort used. Rewards during initiations have important consequences in that initiates who feel more rewarded express stronger group identity, as well as group attraction. Initiations can also produce conformity among new members. Psychologically, experiments have shown also that initiations increase feelings of affiliation. You can apply this right to the whole, what I call the passage of birth, which is truly the passage of the death rite. Initiation is a rite of passage marking entrance or acceptance into a group or society. It could be also a formal admission into adulthood in a community or one of its formal components. You see, the problem with the Western world, ladies and gentlemen, our young boys are never initiated as men. Women in Western cultures have it even worse. And only in certain religions like Judaism is it celebrated still, and other distant cultures that are non-Westernized. And it's the problem we have in our society in Western culture, and unfortunately, we've lost it. In an extent sense, it can also signify the transformation in which the initiate is reborn into a new role. Examples of initiation ceremonies might include the Hindu deska, the Christian baptism or confirmation, Jewish bar mitzvah, acceptance into a fraternal organization, secret societies, or religious orders, or graduation from school, or recruiting training. Everyone gets a diploma. A spiritual initiation rite normally implies a shepherding process where those who are at a higher level guide the initiate through a process of greater exposure of knowledge. This may include the revelation of secrets, hence the term secret society for such organizations, usually reserved for those at a higher level of understanding. One famous historical example is Elysium, mystery of the ancient Greek, thought to go back to at least the Messianian period or the Bronze Age. We've been initiated. You and I. We don't think about that. I think the real question is, okay, how can there be a God who never passed the initiation? What grounds would you be or have in common? You see, what I don't understand, and I really don't on this one, is why do we struggle with spirituality when it is the God or gods that should show us that they can pass the rite of birth passage of the physical flesh? They certainly seem to take on the emotional traits of the flesh. They certainly seem to throw tantrum tantrums. The Christian God is replete with it. So is the Judaism. I mean, all the gods are. But yet, we're somehow at the lower end of the totem pole because we're flesh and blood? Seriously? Seriously? The final right is inevitable for all of us. All cultures have different ways. Death, folks, is birth. There's a diploma waiting for us. You see, I don't believe in this recycling. You know, someone wrote me and said they had a life regressions session and they were some queen or something. If someone would come back and tell me they came from it and the person said, well, all you did was carry shit all your life, why is it I don't see those people by the millions? I mean, what? We all lived a life of royalty in our past? Really? Really? Ain't buying it. The rite of passage, folks, is what you and I have. And we don't teach about it. We don't. I don't know why. I really don't. So, these are the things that I think that if you can figure out for yourself, ask your deity why it was never born and why it's more superior than you. Ask your deity that if the flesh is so bad, then why did it create it? And how could it be just in any way or considered righteous to judge that which you'd have never experienced? Because I can't see any of the gods, any of the philosophies, any of the ideologies teaching that this is death. And the game, the end game, is to get out alive. I don't know. It's a deep one. But these are the questions I ask, folks. These are the questions, and I think it's the questions we have to begin to ask. The stories don't add up. And I don't deny that none of these gods exist. I'm sure they all do. In one form or another, they've got worshipers. I still question, why would a guy want worshipers? I wouldn't want worshipers. I never figured out the king complex. I never figured out how leaders suddenly think they're above the masses, you know, and you're supposed to kiss their ass along with kiss their ring. I don't get that. You know, they got to take a crap just like the rest of us. I mean, come on. That makes us all equal. So, yeah. Well, this has been fun. But I think it's something we got to do. I mean, people don't ask these questions. We talk about ascension. We talk about this, event coming yet. I look at this and I'm going, but who is this event going to benefit? 99% of the people don't care. You talk to them about an event, they want to know, well, where's the bar? Where's it? What is it, a concert? And you try to tell them, well, no, there's a spiritual event. Oh. Or you try to tell them it's a cosmic event, and then they go, oh. I tell you what. Well, not more than one heavily attended, but I enjoyed this. When I started settling a lot of this for myself, It's when I became free. And folks, oh man, the only thing my religion taught me was how to build it up. Boom. You know? Hey, folks, I appreciate, man, 8 dislikes. Wow. That tells me that why are you here then? If you dislike it, keep your opinion to yourself. You know what I think about the dislikes? It's like me coming into your house and passing gas and then walking back out. Well, you're going to say, how dare you? All right, folks, you just got to love them. It's all right. Some people are just miserable. They like, as someone I read earlier, they just love trying to pass on their misery to others. But we just love them, and we wish them the best. So, hey, give me your feedback on this. The thing I love to see is the intellectual exchange that we have in the discourse here. If you can prove me differently wrong, I'd love to have the discussion, because tell me how this is life. And it would seem to me, I'll throw the first salvo out. It would seem to me that if this is life, then it would seem that everything that we would do, everything that we exhume, would bring life. We wouldn't have to eat plant life. We wouldn't have to eat meat. We wouldn't have to do these things that require living things to die so that we live. I don't know. If you can tell me how that somehow is normal. You see, the way I would see life would be this. I would see a bipedal hominid, us, that whereas the epidermis, the skin, would take in all the nutrients out of the elements. And that which you would expunge out would be that which would be replenished by what you brought in. So anyway, okay, folks, I am off, and I hope you have a great day. Brian, good to you when get everything on. Let me know. We'll have that podcast. The rest of you, Friday night, Karen, Queen of Courts, will be on. I'm going to tell you, tune in to my Thursday night radio show over at artistfirst.com. Particularly all you U.S. citizens. I can't do it on YouTube. They would kick me out of the community. I'm telling you. But over on the artistfirst.com, I can. And Thursday, I'm going to paint to you a scenario that I saw unfolding yesterday. And that's all I'm going to say. Get over there tomorrow night. All right, folks, much love. I just invoke favor upon you again as you leave this day. May it just surround you, go before you, and be your constant companion. Thank you. All of you, you honor me so much. I'm grateful of being part of this community. Thank you for having me be a part of it. And all of you have just make the journey so much better for us. Tomorrow, I'll be out of this attire. Unless, of course, people say, well, you look rather dapper. Yeah, I know. Trust me. But the thing about it, I used to be you can talk to my wife. A couple of years ago, not that far ago, I was literally in airports. My wife told me there was one period in 90 days, I was only home 82. No, I was out 82. Yeah, so yeah, it's just what I used to do. But now I do this. All right, folks. Be good to yourself. Thank you, Angelo from Brazil. You know, we got a worldwide audience. Much, much favor to you, my friend, and to all the listeners in Brazil. Thank you. For all over the world, I salute you. Be good to yourself. We'll see you tomorrow right here at noon. All right, folks. Bye-bye.